Hello Bobcats, and welcome to another episode of The Sage. I'm Natalie Huestis.
And I'm Madison Young. We have a ton going on around campus, being that the winter try is almost over.
But for now, stay tuned and we hope you enjoy.
You may have seen Mr. Menente on our show helping staff reporter Sierra Jordan out with sports and announcements a couple of weeks ago. But Menente is not a member of our staff. You all may be wondering why exactly he was there.
Each department had the opportunity to send 2 teachers to shadow a student throughout their day. The teachers shadowed a student of their choosing for an entire day around campus.
Let's hand it over to Paige Zepeda and Gavin Graff to find out more on why teachers have been entering the classroom from a different perspective.
Over the past few weeks, 15 teachers took part in a shadow program which allowed each to follow a student for one day. This included a day filled with learning and excitement for many participants.
Really for me, the most enjoyable part of the day was just getting to know the student on a better level and getting to see what goes on. They shared some of their personal life and the things they have to do after school. So just developing a stronger relationship with that student was the best part of the day. I really hope to be more empathetic to the struggles and needs of my students. Really trying to understand that obviously trigonometry or whatever math class they're in isn't their only responsibility during the day. Obviously they have their school obligations, but also personal and social obligations outside of school. So just trying to be more understanding of that when I'm assigning things.
Students a part of the program were able to learn and enjoy themselves during their day.
I think it was a great learning experience for both Mr. Menente and myself. I was able to understand what he sees, and then he was able to understand what I see. It was a great experience overall, and I'm really happy that I was part of it.
Even after one day, teachers such as Mrs. Anderson start to come up with ideas on how to improve classroom activities.
Going back to that Spanish example, how much fun that was to get around the room and run around and kind of make a competition. Like, that was a lot of fun. I want to do that more, and I can find ways, definitely I can implement that with table groups, maybe running around trying to find answers in my classroom or different questions or whatever it may be. I thought it was a lot of fun, so definitely more opportunity for student movement. And then just being compassionate, aware of the workload students have. If they've got 5 classes, that amount of workload that they have at home, just being mindful of the amount of work I assign for students on a daily basis.
Hopefully, this program can reach further out into the future. This has been Gavin Graff and Paige Zepeda reporting for The Sage.
Thanks, Paige and Gavin. Hopefully this experience gave teachers a chance to better understand what it's like to be a student at Sage Creek.
Teachers aren't the only ones shadowing students at Sage. Last Thursday after school, students from Austria arrived to Carlsbad to shadow Sage students for the next 2 weeks.
We actually have a special guest with us, David, who's going to be a member of the Sage for the next couple weeks.
My host family, including Bella Niems, took me to the In-N-Out burger restaurant for my first time, and it's no question, they have the best fast food burger I've ever eaten. Wir haben auch mit ein paar anderen österreichischen Austauschschülern über Amerika und ihre Dinge, die sie hier erleben möchten, gesprochen.
So how are you liking America so far?
Yeah, I like it very much. It's a very cool country. Yeah, it's just impressive.
And everything is bigger.
It's wonderful. You see some things you didn't see in Austria, and the people here are different because they are friendly and something like that.
What is your favorite class so far?
Actually, biology. It's very interesting.
Oh, I'd say chemistry with Mr. Keys and history.
Math, because I really like math in Austria too.
Algebra.
What's your favorite thing that you've done with your host family?
It was yesterday, we were on the pier in Oceanside. They showed me everything like birds, the sea, the pier.
Yeah, we went to the Disneyland.
What do you think about the school system in America? Is it way different than in Austria?
It's way different. Yeah, it's confusing. I don't really know how it works.
It's very different, but I think it's not bad.
It's really different because you have to switch class every period.
Wir alle haben eine wundervolle Zeit hier und danke Sagebrook High School.
This has been Isabella Niems
And David Krause
reporting for The Sage.
I love having all the new students and perspectives around campus. Around the same time that the exchange students arrived, Drama was holding their first performance of Les Mis.
If you didn't get a chance to see our Bobcats put on the play last week, Kathman and Riley Hull got you covered.
Although empty now, the building behind me was crowded this weekend with audience members to see Les Misérables here at Sage Creek. Kathman and I were able to get a special look at both audience perspectives, cast, and crew as well.
The show, written by Victor Hugo, is filled with action, romance, comedy, tears, and most importantly, singing. They caught up with several audience members, the cast, and crew to get their thoughts on the performance.
I love it. I've gotten chills like every song, and I was really impressed with how well this is turning out.
I really enjoy the parts where as many cast members on stage as possible.
It was amazing. My heart is so full right now.
The ending, the one day more with the French flag in the background, I think that's really impactful for the whole French Revolution.
I thought it went really well. Compared to last night, our preview was a little rocky, but tonight went really well. Everybody was kind of on their game because opening night, a lot of hype, so it's cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'd say my favorite part is Master of the House because it just ends up being completely nuts and it's basically all improv. So it's the most insane scene.
Definitely Master of the House. You just get to improvise everything and whatever seems funny at the time you do. It doesn't matter what you do as long as it's good.
Yeah, Master of the House definitely, because there's no super specific blocking. You just pretty much do whatever you feel like in the moment to make it more entertaining.
Oh, my favorite part's the beginning. Oh, when we do the look down, it sounds so cool and everybody's on their A game.
With the revolution come and gone, Sage Creek has closed its first fully fledged musical here at the PAC. Glowing reviews from audience members paid back in full from the hard work put in both by the cast and crew, and we can't wait to see what Sage Creek drama brings us next in this beautiful new building. This has been Riley Hull and Kathman reporting for The Sage.
I truly loved everything that went into the performance of Les Mis when I saw it opening night. All of the songs and scenes were performed extremely well, bringing me to the edge of my seat, with my favorite scenes involving little adorable Colette.
Cosette?
Oh, yes, Cosette.
How did you even have time to make the show with track practice being right after school?
Well, practice was canceled Thursday from expected rain showers and flash floods, so luckily I had plenty of time to spare.
That's right. Well, no amount of rain is stopping the spring sports season from coming to Sage. And despite the precipitation, practice and games were in full swing last week.
I like what you did there.
Why, thank you. James Stark has all you need to know on this week's sports and announcements.
You like to play your own game. Cover it up, don't let them know what you're thinking. I bet you never tell them how it feels.
Hey Bobcats, I'm James Stark with the sports for this week. Let's get started. Last week, boys baseball went 2-0 to start the season, winning against Mission Hills 1-0 and crosstown rivals Carlsbad 7-0. And tomorrow they'll play against Classical Academy. Other sports are also getting into the mix of the season. Tennis is playing at home tomorrow versus Vista. Friday, volleyball has a home match versus Cathedral Catholic, while boys lacrosse plays at Helix High. And on Tuesday, girls lacrosse plays Murrieta Valley and baseball plays Ramona. Our winter sports have just ended, and giving us a recap on girls basketball is Nolan and Harper Hughes.
The girls basketball season has come to an end after a very close and hard-fought playoff game against Mission Vista. The team finished league play with a record of 4-6 and an overall record of 9-13. The team managed to pull off some great victories throughout the season and consistently grew as a team.
I mean, on the court, the skills individually have been great, but I think on the on-court, off-court chemistry has really grown throughout the season.
This is probably the best team chemistry we've ever had. We all went to hoop coming, the dance together, we all got ready together.
All really supportive and positive and encouraging of each other.
I think the we before me chemistry has really helped throughout the season.
The culture of the team stems from the leadership the 3 captains have shown throughout the season.
I mean, with all 11 girls on our team, they all have a voice, but I think specifically with our captains between Brooke, Sydney, and Claire, they are our leaders and they really drive the energy bus for our team.
In one of the most important games of the year, the leaders as well as the crowd led the team to their hoop-coming game victory against Oceanside.
Such a fun night because you just feed off of their energy and it contributes to your game in a really positive way.
It was so fun. It was just a cool experience for the girls to have, especially with all the fans in the crowd.
And we hear the crowd going in Bob Squad. It seriously helps so much. I think it helped us, keep going and keep playing so much.
This game, in addition to the rest of the season, was exciting to watch, and the future is looking very bright for this program.
We want to win league next season, so there's a lot of schools that are graduating other seniors, and we have a lot of underclassmen coming back. So we're going to set a goal to win season. Congratulations
on such a great season. This has been Harper, Hughes, and Nolan Berry reporting for The Sage.
Thanks, Nolan and Harper. One banner that Sage Creek has just won recently is the CIF Battle of the Fans. KUSI announced the winners late Friday night, where the Bob Squad took home winners for the small school category. They were honored in the Open Division Basketball Championship game, where they received a CIF banner. Additionally, they were featured on the radio Monday night on the mighty 1090 with SD Prep Insider, talking about the process and journey of getting this title. Congratulations on the win, Bob Squad, and the great support you give to our athletics. That's all we have for this show. I'm James Stark, sending it back to the desk.
Thanks so much, James. Super nervous for our first race this Saturday, but glad that spring sports are finally among us.
Madison, I know all of us are going to do great and we'll be there to help cheer each other on.
Thanks, Natalie. That definitely helps calm my nerves. Well, that's all we have for today, Bobcats.
Make sure to head over to thesagenews.com for all the news stories.
And be sure to follow us on Instagram at The Sage Publication and at The Sage Sports.
Thanks so much for watching. This has been Natalie Huestis
and Madison Young reporting for The Sage.